Okay, so the question is, was this mental illness or was this just plain evil? So this happened in Baltimore, Maryland on January 26, 2025. So Keyona Dillion, 34 years old, she had been writing very odd posts on her Facebook page. She had been making very strange, videos on her Facebook page. One I can actually play for you. She'd been doing a lot of strange things. Now her mother and her aunt, I believe this might be the maternal aunt, her mother and her aunt, they were trying to get in touch with whoever could help. CPS, Department of Human Services, they was trying to get in touch with anyone. I believe on the day after asking, after asking for documented proof, they wanted documented proof that Keyona Dillion was going through something. So on the day that this family actually got a call back, that would be the day that London was murdered. So when the Baltimore police would arrive, London, she was found in the basement of the family home. She had been strangled with drain cleaner. Now, I had to actually look up what the hell drain cleaner was because I thought she'd given her maybe the drain cleaner to drink, but no. It's actually what I call a snake, and it's the thing that you stick into the toilet to drain it. So they found those ligatures on London's neck. There was one dog, two cats, and one rabbit that was also dead as well. Now, Keyona would later admit that she killed and tortured those animals to get London to tell the truth. Witnessing this was a 5-year-old girl. That is London's little sister. So she saw these animals being tortured, and then I can hear the sounds, of these animals being tortured. And then she had to see her sister being murdered. Now, the family believes that maybe Keyona was having a mental breakdown. And, of course, her mother wants her to, get some mental help, not just throw her in prison. She wants her to get help because she believes that something is very wrong with her. Now, I do know that Keyona was believing that her 11-year-old daughter was having sex with her husband, which is the father of her 3 children. I don't know if she's legally married or she just calls him her husband, but the father of her 3 younger kids, she believes that they were having sex. And there was actually a case open on that. When they got there, they determined there was no abuse. There was actually no indication of any SA that had been going on in that house. So I'm believing that, I'm going to assume that maybe she was on that. She was telling her to tell me the truth about that and maybe torturing these animals, wanting this little girl to admit to something that she did not do. They said the claims had been unfounded. It didn't happen. But for some reason, she was believing that, that it happened. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible because a lot of people, they say, no, she's evil and she needs to be right in prison. And last night, I just worked on a story where Zamir King, his mother just smothered him and strangled him and threw him in a shallow ditch in Detroit, Michigan, and then fled to Atlanta, where she would get caught in a stolen rental with her 3-year-old. She fled within the car naked. And we're in February. It's not hot like that. It's not cold, but it's not hot like that for you to be naked. He shouldn't be naked if it's 100 degrees outside. And, she has some mental illness too. So, I'm not going to say that this woman, did not have any kind of mental illness, but, oh God, the fact that this family was trying so hard to get some help over there. I don't know how close, the family lives, the grandmother and the aunt. I read, what they had said about the situation. The aunt, I think it's a maternal aunt. I'm not quite sure, but the aunt was saying that she was trying to get help over there too, trying to call different type of child protective services to get over there because she knew something was wrong. And then, for the outcome to be this beautiful little 11-year-old girl is no longer here over, something very strange, very strange. I have read so many of these stories. I did read a lot about it. I read everything that the mother said. I read everything that, the aunt said. Now, the one thing that I didn't read, or maybe I just didn't find it, but the father of the other children. I mean, I imagine he wasn't getting blamed. In all the articles I read, he wasn't getting blamed that, are you having sex with my daughter? That's not how it came. Like, she's accusing this little girl. And I'm looking on, Keyona's page, and she has this little picture of them with the little filter on, and she says best friends. And now you're accusing this little 11-year-old girl of being in a sexual relationship with her sibling's father. Is just it's terrible. It is very terrible. And I've been on the Naziah Harris case, and I'm like, was she looking at this? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but did that trigger something? Because we all know that this stuff might have happened with Naziah when she was around that age. Actually, it did. It's just that Jarvis did not get punished for it. He was just talked to about it, and then he was back at it again. So I don't know, did that trigger something? Did she feel that was going on? But it wasn't, So yeah, it's just really sad. So based on what I just said, like I said, what I was reading was mainly about, again, what the grandmother said and what the aunt said. But again, I didn't see anything of the father of the remaining children. There was a vigil, though they did have a vigil, and they all came out, good amount of people to just, remember her, to a vigil they had to just speak about her, remember her, and, to let everybody know she won't be forgotten. I do remember a neighbor, I can't remember the neighbor's name. Excuse me, you guys. I normally write down everything, but everything's off the top of my head right now. I don't have anything to write with right now. So I'm doing this off the top of my head, but I read about this all day today. I was just at work reading about it, and it stayed on my mind. And a neighbor said that she passed out Christmas gifts, to a lot of the kids on the block. Guess little toys, little knickknacks, for the kids. And she said the one person and the only child that had said thank you was London Olsen.
At the end of the day, I lost everything. Y'all gave my daughter HIV. On my 11-year-old is running around with HIV. 11 years old. Y'all some fucked up ass individuals, y'all. And y'all just don't even know that I am going to kill y'all for bringing my daughter harm, but not letting her live her life. My nigga, the numbers say my daughter is gonna die on her birthday from having HIV, but not telling me. But I already got it tested and I see it. Y'all some petty motherfuckers. Y'all real fucking petty. But it's okay, because I'll get the last laugh.
So yeah, it's really sad on every side, It really is. And they're going to do a mental evaluation on Keyona, Dillion, and see what's going on there. See if she is mentally able to stand trial. I also know that when they arrested her, she was demanding not a public defender. She said she wanted to represent herself, and they still said she had erratic behavior even after the arrest. So, it's sad. It is sad because the grandmother, she lost one of her granddaughters. She lost one of her grandchildren, and then your child, you don't know what the hell is going on with your child. So it's really sad. It is. So you guys are so opinionated. So let me know what you think about this case, if you heard anything about this case. And I'm just going to say justice for London, and rest in peace, London.